the privilege of speaking to quite a few RCB fans, and yes, we are going to talk about their team. So yes, this is the point. This is the bit, gents, where you both need to put your best foot forward, because there are quite a lot of fans. They want to hear a lot of things. They want to hear a lot of things from you. But before that, we of course are going to talk about the changes that RCB have made into their squad ahead of this second leg. Adam Zampa had been replaced by Wanindu Hasaranga. Dushmanta Chamira has also come in. Daniel Sams and Finn Allen won't feature, and Tim David also added to the squad. The point for RCB being here that they know from their experience of last season how crucial that difference between the second and third position is. Their fans will want them to give it everything to give their team, for their team to give it all in UAE. They are at the moment level with CSK in the points table, of course lagging because of the net run rate. But what are the positives that RCB can take from that first leg and move ahead in this?
Glenn Maxwell, masterstroke. And I think the Sri Lankans are going to be superb picks.
Yeah.
I hope they play. Yeah. They have a cricketer from Singapore. They are looking out. They are scouting.
Yeah. Yeah, sounds absolutely
wonderful. No, honestly, as I mentioned, the point I made, RCB is a better team than almost any other IPL team on neutral venues. And this is going to tilt the scales in their favor. We have seen this happen since 2020. Mm-hmm. We saw that in 2009 also. We have seen this in 2020. And we have seen this in this year. We are going to see it now. They are better than anyone in neutral venues because they have their pitches do not favor the home side at all. So that home advantage, the other, not because they specifically play well in neutral venues, but because their performance doesn't change on based on what ground they play on. One can say that they lose everywhere, but they also win everywhere. Their win-loss distribution does not depend on whether it's home or away. Yes.
For me, the big question for RCB will be that whether Kohli will continue to open or not. So that is going to be a huge factor.
Yes.
And Wanindu Hasaranga, I think it's an excellent pick. Probably he will be one of the most sought after cricketers in the next IPL auction. So, even as RCB, if he does well, RCB can not just, I think they won't retain him, but they can use the RTM for him. So Hasaranga I think it will be the player to watch out for. But overall, RCB, I think in 2020 edition also we have spoken a lot about RCB and their performances. But again, the moment they reach playoffs, same old thing, happened with them. So
I know it's slightly odd to say, but once you reach playoffs, I feel they're a very good side. I mean, after that, it's basically one good day or one bad day. But if you reach playoffs, I think you've done reasonably well. If you keep reaching the playoffs, at some point you'll win.
Yeah.
It's just
so basically what RCB needs to do is to be at that first or second position, so that even if they have a bad day, they can get another game.
Yeah. I think they are a fantastic side. Their only problem is they have too many overseas cricketers and they will have to pick a few. I mean, they can't accommodate their big stars. So essentially, if they pick De Villiers and Maxwell and Jamieson, they won't be able to pick both Hasaranga and Chamira. And Tim David will still have to sit out. So,
and I think your favorite cricketer is also there in the squad.
Finn Allen is there?
Yeah.
Okay. I don't know. He went down with COVID, and then he kept. Then he played a few.
So that's
then he
the thing.
played a
Finn
few
Allen,
very quick innings.
Finn Allen has been replaced by Tim David in the squad.
Yeah. Okay. So Finn Allen is not.
So the three players who've been replaced are Adam Zampa, Finn Allen, and Daniel Sams. So yeah, that's a bit there for RCB fans to take into. But one of the other questions is how would they cope in absence of Washington Sundar, who proved out to be really smart bowler for them last leg in IPL, gave very few runs, was really economical, and that's how the pressure sort of built on the opposition. So do they have that young Indian player who can replace him and sort of give them something with the bat and ball?
Yeah, they have that. What do you say? Jamieson and Maxwell provide them that balance.
Mm-hmm.
So essentially, if they play both Jamieson and Maxwell, they get,
Yeah.
if not 8 overs, they get about 6 or 7.
Mm-hmm.
And two people, and Maxwell Maxwell is big, and Jamieson is also big. So essentially, I'm not talking about physical appearances. I'm talking about big hitting. So
Pedigree.
So,
yeah.
So that if they play both Jamieson and Maxwell, and AB takes up a second role, that will mean Bangalore can have more specialists. It doesn't need to have. They don't need to be all-rounders. The Indians don't need to be all-rounders. They can pick more specialists.